Good evening, everyone. It is 7 o'clock. I would like to call the meeting to order. Anything? I need a motion to adopt the agenda as proposed. Moved by Councillor Hill, seconded by Councillor Como. All those in favor? Against? Motion carried. Declaration of conflict of interest. Does anybody have a conflict with an item on the agenda? No. So we are at 4 presentations. We have nothing there. Number 5, adoption of the minutes, June 24th, 2026, regular council meeting. You had a chance to look at the minutes. Did you find any errors? Does anybody wish to move? Councillor Hill, seconded by Councillor Cooper. All those in favor? Against? Motion carried. 5.2, July 8, 2026, the council in committee meeting. Same thing there. If you have errors or omissions, moved by Councillor Como, seconded by Councillor Como. All those in favor? Against? Motion carried. Business arising from previous council meetings. We have nothing there. So we are at item 7. Warden's activity report. On July 1st, we attended to an event for Canada Day at the Veteran Center. Most of the councillors were there. We did a lot of burgers and hot dogs. The kids had fun. There was nice music inside, and the temperature cooperated. It was good. On July 15th, we welcomed the Minister Maslin here in Clare. She made a tour of all of our fire halls, and she went with Yvon to Remo for ground search and rescue. The fire chiefs of Clare came and had a meal with her at noon. We had a good conversation. She found that our community was well equipped for its size. It was a nice visit, and I think it accomplished a bit. On July 15th, we had our public hearing for our land use bylaw and the strategic plan document at the Veteran Center. It was well. It didn't take too long. It went well. And July 16th, I attended to a meeting of Remo at the municipality of Digby. Councillor DeVoe was there with me. It was more to discuss what we had in place for the request that we have for support for the water source in Weymouth. Through the municipality, we have a request in place. We needed to discuss. It was a touch-up meeting, went well. And on July 17th, I attended the pride flag raising here at the municipal office. The weather cooperated again. It was well. Councillor Cooper was there and Councillor DeVoe also. And the Councillor Cooper's sister could raise the flag, and it went well. It went up. That is my report. If you have any questions or comments. If not, it's good. We are at item 8, official statements from members of council. Councillor Como. Thank you, Mr. Warden. It is with a lot of pleasure that I speak today to note the exceptional accomplishments of Mireille Leblanc, an athlete on the golf course for a few years. Mireille represents Clare par excellence since the beginning of her career. In 2006, she was junior champion in Nova Scotia, and then she went to amateur ladies championship in several times in 2008 and 2010, and more recently in 2026, Mireille was amateur female golfer for Nova Scotia. She won the award for Pinehurst in 22, 23, 24, 25, and a remarkable accomplishment. And next month, Mireille will proudly represent Nova Scotia at the Acadian Amateur tournament in Ontario. We are sure that she will continue to represent our province and our municipality with the same talent, professionalism, and sport spirit. She also gives to our community by being a trainer for the Junior Golf of Clare, where she is transmitting her passion and knowledge to the youth of Clare. And on behalf of the municipality of Clare and all the citizens of Clare, I want to congratulate warmly Mireille for her exceptional accomplishment, and she is a nice ambassador for our community, and we wish her best of luck at the national championship. Congratulations, Mireille, and thank you for presenting Clare. Thank you, Councillor Camon. She did a lot of good for the community in golf, and she is still doing it. It's nice to see. Would you like to send her a certificate or something if you all agree? Yes? Thank you. We will do that. Any more official statements for this evening? No? If not, we are out. Correspondence under 9, we have none. And the Chief Officer's Report, Stefan Sear. Thank you. Just a little overview of the projects we are having. At the Veterans Center, the generator, as you know, has been installed. Grace was on site to start the commissioning last week, and everything should be done by in the next few weeks. For the land use bylaw, for the strategy, we will discuss it further on the agenda under 12.1 under new business. The transportation plan will also be discussed at 12.2. For our Clare Acadian Tourism Tour Initiative 25-27, the project at the Bourneuf Road in Grosse-Coque, Denise Saunier is finalizing the design for the language for the interpretation panels, and she is finalizing the plans with Atlantic Creative Works, somebody we worked with in the past for our municipal parks. On June 27, we were involved with 20 participants with the Old House, La Vieille Maison in Mitagan. It was a success. There were 20 participants who did the tour. It is something that our staff plans to reoffer again next year during the Acadian Festival. The Acadian Festival, one in English and one in French. On 14th and 15th of August for the community stand during the festival at the rink. Everything has been sold, all space, and the kiosks inside the rink has been are being sold also. We will have food vendors that will be there. We will have a program from the outside stage and bouncing activities for the youth, and we will have lumberjacks on site also, but that is only for August 15th. The Arts Council, there is an artist in residence from Quebec who is working out of the lighthouse at the University Saint-Anne campus. He is there from Friday to Sunday every weekend, and he talks to the visitors. It was a good success so far this summer. And under Art Venture, there is a studio tour planned for July 25th, which is this Saturday, and that's in partnership with Transport de Clare, who will bring participants to all the galleries of the community who offer to participate.
Finally, for this, the Comedy Festival, the festival that will be on the 30th and 31st of October. The planning of this is going well ahead. It's being done with Ryan Doucet and Daniel Leblanc. In the programs, there will be the stand-up show and also a show, an improvisation show, and also there will be workshops for people who are interested in this domain, in drama and theater. Our building next door here is almost finished completely. The gutters and the heat pump and everything inside has been installed. The building is essentially complete. The only thing remaining is just the little hall at the entrance, and this should be done. Delmar will come and finish it. This will be completely finished before the end of this month. The building, the bathroom at the Josef Marie Dugas Belivos Cove, the railing has been installed, so it's now complete and available for the public for the Grand Fondo Beset Marie. And last Monday we had 470 people from exterior, 147 from this number were from the exterior of the province. There's people from New Brunswick, Quebec, PEI, Alberta, British Columbia, United States, and 3 participants from international. This being said, the number this year is lower than last year, maybe 30% less than last year, maybe 120 people less that we would have anticipated for this time. All our markets are lower, with the exception of Quebec, that is a bit higher than last year. If we think that we might have another more 70, 80 people who have not registered yet for the September event. The planification was a bit based on the lower I don't think we will have any difficulty to reach our objective of 500 participants this year. Also, for information for council, our community cleanup program for 26-27, there was $14,000. These funds are given to groups who want to buy. We're giving this money to people who are working in different organizations. It's mostly there's a group who wants to do the $14,000 has been spent completely for this year, and there's 20 groups who participated in this program, and this represents about 88 kilometers of roads that has been cleaned in the municipality and also on the beach, and there are 45 tons of garbage was collected. Normally the groups who participate in this program, once they have located, they put all their bags, and in this year they just some of them were put them for the regular garbage collection, but from what we were able to count, there was 2.45 tons, which is a remarkable amount, but the real number would be more than this. Finally, as of June 30th, 2026, the municipality recorded 12,419,602 in revenues versus 3,685,499 in expenses, for a surplus of 8,730,103. As of June 30th, the municipality had a balance of $7,774,810 in its operating fund, $727,289 in its capital fund, and a total reserve of $3,263,815. So this is my report for this month. Thank you for this, Mr. Sira. Are there questions or comments on this report? This brings us to number committee, police advisory board, Councillor Cooper, yes, during the last meeting, which was on the 25th of June, we welcomed a new member, Mr. Leblanc, who was for a mandate of 3 years. And also we took the time to thank Alderic Leblanc for his work on the committee to replace this role. Today there was we have found another person, a new person to be on this committee to represent the community of Clare. As of usual, we also had the read our speech signs when it was in Church Point. The RCMP told us how it was planned and how they can plan interventions. So the panel has been placed, and we have proceeded to buy a second one of these panels. There's also a discussion for a lack of publicity on how the transparency and the access to information, as we discussed it in our last committee of the council. The committee would like to ask the Minister of Justice to make comments on this. And finally, the RCMP presented her report for the last 2 months, and it talks about the security and also the engagement, security, community engagement. This is my report for this committee. Thank you for this. Are there questions or comments on this report? This brings us to new business 12.1, motion to amend the land use bylaw and municipal planning strategy for its second reading. Thank you, Mr. Warden. If you allow me, I would give my comments in English because of the notes that I have here.
Referenced in his report earlier this evening, we had we held our public hearing on last Wednesday on June 15th at the Clare Veterans Centre. There was some good attendance there. Not quite as much as we had previously at our public hearings, at our public consultations, but nevertheless, some good discussion was held. Stantec did mention in their opening comments that we've been engaged in this exercise for the better part of 3 years, since 2023 is when we first started. Since then, we've had a number of public engagement sessions, efforts, public consultation sessions. We had an open house. We've had 3 consultation sessions. We've had an online survey. We've had targeted stakeholder consultations with private sector, as well as a number of meetings with council as well. So in terms of the provincial requirements for community consultation, we've certainly met those requirements and then some. On June 24th, Council passed the first reading of the proposed planning documents, notably the land use bylaw and the municipal planning strategy. So from there, as per the MGA, the next step for Council to follow is to hold a public hearing, which again we did last Wednesday. At that public hearing, there were a number of comments made, recommendations, so on. A lot of the comments focused on the process itself, not necessarily the content of the document. However, some were perhaps more pointed towards the content, and at that session, there were 2 comments in particular that stayed with me and stayed with Stantec as well, and have since been incorporated into the revised LUB. Relatively minor, I believe, in nature, but nonetheless important. So the first one would be on page 29, where we've made the change to recognize a comment that was made. So essentially, in the land use bylaw, it now notes that a reduced lot area may be approved by the Nova Scotia Department of Environment and Climate Change as per a qualified person report process. And that was based on the comment from one gentleman who at the session, who's also a surveyor. So that's certainly something we took note of. We confirmed that with the province, and it has since been, our land use bylaw has since been updated to reflect that. The second comment that we took note of, and we just wanted to confirm, was with regards to non-conforming accessory buildings under 20 square meters that are for non-humid habitation. There was some discussion as to whether electrical, they could have electric in there or not. There's no reason why they can't. Our Director of Public Works confirmed that at the hearing. We did check the language in the document, and nowhere in the document does it say that these buildings can't have electricity running through them. So that is certainly something that is permitted under the current version of the land use bylaw. So I'm hoping that does clarify some of the comments that were made. Again, the other comments, a lot of them focused on the process itself, and that's, they're equally as important. Something I will note is that throughout this whole effort, it's been at times a challenge, but I will say one thing, and I think Stantec remarked on this as well, is that we did have a lot of public participation, and they've done a number of these in different municipalities, and they remarked on that constantly, is that our sessions were very well attended. And the feedback that we received was very instrumental in helping shape the documents that we have here in front of us today. So I'd like to personally thank the public for participating in those sessions. Again, it was a long ride, but I think we're now in a much better place because of that participation. So that being said, it's my recommendation this evening to council, for council's consideration, that we proceed to the second and final reading of the bylaw. For the public, perhaps watching us at home, if council chooses to pass second reading this evening, from there we would be sending the document to the province for their revision and hopefully their approval. And lastly, I will say, just so it's noted on the record, that as per Section 205(7) of the MGA, only those council members that were present at the public hearing can vote on the second reading of the planning documents. So for that reason, Councillor Danny Hill and I have spoken, and the minutes will reflect that he will not be voting on this particular item for this evening. And then I'll leave it to council.
Any questions or comments on this? So, Deputy Warden Pache? After the big work that we did, it ended very well. Everybody seems happy. I am ready to make the motion. I move that the council for the municipality of the District of Clare approve the proposed amendments to the land use bylaw and the municipal planning strategy, and that these be read for the second and final time by their title only. Moved by Deputy Warden Pache, seconded by Conseiller Comeau. All those in favor? Against? Motion is carried. I think it is a document that will work well for the residents, the industry, and even the municipality. It will be useful for everyone. It was a great work, and it's well. We are up to 12.2, motion to approve the active transportation plan. Thank you, Mr. Warden. At the meeting of council, I presented the draft as it was written by a plan designer. There was a lot of consultation and engagement from the community. The plan talks about different investments for infrastructures, but the plan is not limited to infrastructure. They talk also about municipal programs, as well as the community input and the policies that we want to put in place here in the community. So I think, as I mentioned at the council and committee meeting, that this is a living document. It will evolve, it will change for sure as we proceed with its implementation. It covers a period of 10 years, and I treat it as a guide, and it will help us in our decisions for the next years. So at the council and committee meeting, the council made a motion to adopt the plan as adopted. Nothing changed since the last 2 weeks. So if you agree, my recommendation is still that we proceed with the formal adoption of the plan. Questions or comments? If not, does anybody wish to make the motion? Councillor DeVoe? Thank you, Mr. Warden. I would like to make the motion. I move that the Council for the Municipality of the District of Clare approve the municipality's active transportation plan as presented. Moved by Councillor DeVoe, seconded by Councillor Cooper. All those in favor? Against? Motion is carried. 12.3, motion to approve the capital investment plan for 26 to 31. Again, the regular council, I presented a draft of the investment capital plan. Every year, the municipality has to submit a plan to the province. It is a plan to essentially give the province an idea of what we plan to invest in the future. And the reason why the province wants it, they want an idea of what we want for investments, but they are interested in knowing how we use the gas tax. It's not the gas tax anymore, it's called the Community Strong Fund, but it's to see how those funds will be used. And when we submit our plan, it's not only a question of giving them a list of projects, but also what we plan to have the sources of financing for those projects. Because it is a 5-year plan, it is nothing that is engraved in cement. If something happens and we want to change it next year, we can. If we want to add something that is not part of the plan, we can add it. And if there are parts of the plan that does not interest us anymore, there's nothing that prevents us from doing it.
Document que la province nous exige.
It's a document that province wants. This is only to give them an idea of where we plan to invest in infrastructure. So at the council and committee meeting, we went through a list of projects for the next 5 years. You have them in front of you in the document. There is nothing major that changed. I will not go through the whole list this evening with you this evening. We went through at the last meeting, but the document will be public if you accept it tonight. So if anybody wants to see what is included in the document, they have the opportunity to do so. But this is a document that can change from one year to the other depending on the needs of council or the possibilities in the community. So the reason I am presenting it this evening is because the deadline to present it to the province is September 1st. So since the council does not meet in August, ideally we will need to adopt it tonight.
Are there questions or comments on this item? I would like to make the motion. I move that the Council for the Municipality of the District of Clare approve the Capital Investment Plan 2026 to 31 as presented. Proposed by Councillor Como and seconded by Councillor Hill. All those in favour? Against? Motion carried. Provide for motion to write a letter to the Honourable Scott Armstrong, Attorney General and Minister of Justice. This is a letter that Councillor Cooper has already mentioned in her report earlier this evening. It's a recommendation that came out of the consultation committee on the police. The council had passed a motion to recommend to write this letter to the minister. It is still the recommendation this evening that we proceed with sending this letter to the minister. Questions or comment on this item? Councillor Cooper? I move that the Council for the Municipality of the District of Clare write a letter to the Honourable Scott Armstrong, Attorney General and Minister of Justice, requesting more stringent court reporting practices in an effort to foster greater transparency and public awareness. Proposed by Councillor Cooper, seconded by Councillor DeVoe. All those in favour? Against? Motion carried. 12.5 motion to write a letter of support to the Sustainable Communities Challenge Fund for the municipality of Digby. As the warden said, in the municipality of Digby is working on a community well in the community of Weymouth, and we are a partner in this project. So now that all the members of REMO committee, and there are a lot of people in Clare who are using this well. So rather, even though it is submitted by the municipality of Digby, and it is in the municipality of Digby, it's a project that also has a big influence on the residents of Clare. The municipality of Digby has asked for a grant application for the province. The question is Sustainable Energy Challenge Fund. The limit is the 25th of July, which is Saturday, at the end of this week. And this being said, my recommendation is that we write a letter to the municipality of Digby to confirm that we are like to we also would like to have this this grant application, because we judge that it is very important for the municipality of Clare. So it is want to show that the municipality is not only presented by Digby, but it has quite a few impacts on the municipality of Clare. Are there any comments on this item? Is there somebody who wants to make the motion? Councillor Hill.
I move that the Council for the Municipality of the District of Clare write a letter to the Municipality of the District of Digby in support of its application to the Sustainable Communities Challenge Fund for the planning and construction of a proposed community well located at 88 New Road, Weymouth North.
Proposed
By Councillor Hill and seconded by Councillor Cooper. All those in favour? Against? Motion carried. 12.6 motion to grant an exemption to the noise bylaw for the Far Out Festival. Thank you. The Far Out Fest will be held this coming weekend in Metegan Station at 1280 Second Division Road. The program for this year is quite impressive. It's getting better, it seems, from year to year, and it's a festival that is with grants from the 3 levels of government, including the municipality. For this, some people from the council have asked us to see if we can give them an exemption with the noise bylaw. They want to know if they can continue the music until 1 o'clock in the morning for both nights on the 25th, 44th and 25th. This is something we have done normally. Festivals would conform to this bylaw if there are festivals that are sustained by the municipality. We can, in this case, it's a festival that getting bigger every year, and it's well supported by the community. And as I said, the fact that Heritage Canada in the province of Nova Scotia and the council have invested again this year, it indicates that there's a lot of value in this festival. So if we want to accommodate the council of this working on this, and to give to allow people to have fun at this thing, I think we can give them this exemption for the noise bylaw, and as this has been done before, so there is a precedent in this. Are there questions or comments here? Councillor Camus. Thank you. I move that the council for the municipality of the district of Clare approve the municipalities for the Far Out Fest for its events that will be held on the 24th and 25th of July, allowing the activities at 1 o'clock in the morning for the 2 evenings. Proposed by Conseiller Comeau, seconded by Deputy Warden Potier. All those in favor? Motion carried. This brings us to number 13. We have 2 items, a closed section, contract negotiations and personnel matters. This being said, our next meeting will be on Wednesday, on the 16th of September 2026 at 7 o'clock. So I'd like to have a motion to go, proposed by Conseiller Comeau and seconded by Conseiller Cooper. All those in favor? Motion carried. Thank you. And good evening and have a nice summer.